It is the transfer story that does not seem to want to go away, but there are some new comments coming to light in regard to Eden Hazard and his potential move to Real Madrid. We needed to talk to a Chelsea fan, so of course we've got ourselves Chelsea Rory, who was on the podcast the other week, and the reviews are in and they were 5-star, mate. They loved you.
Mate, I enjoyed it. It's a really good podcast. I'm delighted it's back.
Yes, thank you, mate. Well, yeah, but a lot of people, want you instead of me, which is...
No, that's not
upsetting.
true.
It's upsetting.
No, that's not true.
And a lot of that's down to the trousers. Anyway, Eden Hazard. I'm going to read the comments in just a second, but initial reactions to this when you saw the headline, just the headline, Rory. When you saw that, did you think, oh, look, it's the same old shit?
Yeah. Well, actually, the headline I saw made me feel really excited because whatever paper I was reading managed to spin it into a far more positive story than it actually is.
Right.
So, I grabbed the Standard and thought, oh, fantastic. He's pledged his allegiance to Chelsea for the next decade. Sadly, that's not quite the story, is it? That's not exactly what he said.
Absolutely. So let's look into it. These are the comments. I'm going to read them out right now. So he said recently to reporters the other day, I don't want to say yes. Yes, I am signing a new contract. And then in the end, I don't end up signing. So I will see. Sometimes in my head, I wake up in the morning and I think I want to go. Sometimes I think I want to stay. It's a hard decision. It is my future. I am 27 and will turn 28 in January. He then goes on to say, it is my dream since I was a kid. I was dreaming about this club, Real Madrid. We will see. I don't want to talk about this every day. I don't have time, but we will talk about my future soon. I think so. I could talk now, he said. If they come to me, then I will talk. I don't want to say that I am not talking with the club, Chelsea this time, or the owner. I'm talking a lot with them. So he's talking a lot.
Talking a lot. He is talking a lot.
What are your initial reactions once you then read the article and you saw what he's saying that, look, this is my dream club and there are some days where I feel like I want to leave Chelsea for Real Madrid?
I just think that however you felt about this situation pre these quotes, I don't think anything's changed. So if you were of the persuasion that Eden Hazard was going to be at Chelsea for the long haul, I think there's enough in those quotes for you to amplify your argument. And equally, if you think that the allure of Real Madrid is going to be too much for him to look past, I think there's enough within those quotes to underscore your point there. So personally speaking, I think, and it pains me to say this, I think there's enough in those quotes to suggest that Real Madrid is going to be too much of an opportunity for him to turn down.
Yeah, because I think you've got to hedge your bets a little bit if you're Eden Hazard. I mean, do you appreciate his honesty? Do you think he's talking a bit too much, or do you think he could have kept his mouth
definitely shut? Definitely not, James. I completely respect it. And what I think he's being very careful about is that he doesn't follow in the footsteps of that snake Thibaut Courtois. I think that's the problem. I think everybody's been quite shocked at some of the venom that has been directed at Thibaut Courtois from Chelsea fans. I think Chelsea fans are reacting correctly, but I think people from the outside and perhaps the players are surprised at how hostile it's been towards Courtois.
Yeah.
And I think that Hazard does love Chelsea. I think that he loves his London life, and I think that he will be a legend at Stamford Bridge. There is no doubt about that. If he were to leave today, he's a legend at his club. So he doesn't want to do anything to undermine that.
I'll tell you what I got from it, Rory. It felt like it was sort of 60-40 he wants to go to Real Madrid. But I think that's actually something you maybe would take. I know we've spoken on this channel before, and you've said that you thought he would go in the summer. And so for it to be that situation, it shows that things are quite rosy at Chelsea at the moment. He scored 7 goals in the Premier this season already. Had an amazing World Cup, one of the players of the World Cup, if not the player of the World Cup. Obviously, he didn't win it, and that probably takes that away from him. This good form, we've seen with Hazard over the years, a good season, then a mediocre season, then a good season when a new manager arrives. The good form this time, is that down to him kind of maturing as a bloke, or do you think it's down to Sarri? How much is down to those two?
I think it's down to them equally, actually. But I also think, and this is crucial, I also think that if you analyse football, I know I'm picking a time frame here to suit my argument. This is like when people who go, well, from Premier League era or whatever, just to suit their argument. I'm going to do that now.
Okay.
If you pick the time frame I'm going to talk about, because it suits my argument, is from the beginning of the World Cup, so the day the World Cup started until today. if you analyse football in that vacuum, Eden Hazard is the best player in the world. Nobody has been playing the football that he's been playing in that period as consistently as he has. With that in mind, I think that the credit has to be down to him because he was playing under Roberto Martinez, who I don't rate. He's also then come into a Chelsea system to play a new style. You know, Sarri's done an incredible thing. He's ripped up the blueprint that was set last year, put his own print on the game. And for Hazard to shine the way that he has in a new system is a testament to the dazzling player that he is, because it's very easy to say, oh, you know, Sarri deserves the praise. And of course he does, because he's taken the shackles off him and allowed him to play. But a lot of the praise has to be with the player himself. To come into a new format and just hit the ground running the way he has is outrageously brilliant.
Yeah, and the reason I bring that up is because I wonder if you're a Chelsea fan and you're trying to kind of cling on to Hazard, because he says there, look, I'm 27, I'll turn 28 in January. This is the prime of his career, and he's achieved a hell of a lot at Chelsea. But again, he also says it's been his dream since he was a kid, which kind of makes you think that he deep down,
I get it.
He wants it. So if there's going to be something that's going to kind of keep him there, I was wondering if Sarri might be that element.
Do you know the other thing, though, that I genuinely think should keep him at Chelsea? Look, I get Real Madrid. I understand what it means. I understand the magnificence of the stadium and the supporters and the history and the club and everything. I really do. And I understand why there's such a pull for him going over there. But I just think, be your own legend. You don't want to follow in the footsteps of Ronaldo and Bale and you know, countless players before that, all the Galacticos before that. What he's doing at Chelsea, what he's achieving at Chelsea is unprecedented. Like he's 27 years old. He's been at the club for 6 years, and he's arguably our best ever player. Like, you could build a statue of him at Chelsea now. He's 27. Imagine what he could achieve if he goes on to sustain this form for the next 5 years. Like, there's a Ballon d'Or in the waiting, 100%. Chelsea have never had a Ballon d'Or winner. You know, the closest we came was when Frank Lampard finished second to Ronaldinho. He's got potential to do that. Chelsea are going to be in the Champions League next year. I can see this clip being ripped up and haunting me towards the end of the season. But Chelsea are going to be in the Champions League next year, at least as a top four finisher rather than champions. So he's going to be back where he belongs, among the elite. He's playing the best football of his career. He's loving life in London. His family is settled. Sarri's a breath of fresh air for him. There's loads of reasons to stay. And that's without me even exploring what's going on in Real Madrid at the moment, which isn't particularly appealing.
Yeah, I think that's true. I guess it is going to be down to those long-standing dreams, and if he wants to do that. And I guess another factor of this might be if Chelsea can go and do something really special this season and win the league, then you can't. Can you leave after that? That would be devastating for
exactly.
For Chelsea
and also,
fans.
mate, if he doesn't leave, then let's say that your theory comes true, and I think that there's some potential there. Say Chelsea win the league, he then stays. That takes him into his 29th year. Do Real Madrid then want to spend that sort of money? Say he signs one more contract with Chelsea. Do Real Madrid then spend that sort of money on a 31-year-old?
Well, yeah, and I think I guess it's all down to him, isn't it? That's what might actually push it over the edge, that if you don't win the league, and maybe even if you do win the league, he might just go, that's that chunk of time, I can go fulfill that at the prime of my career. The last thing I wanted to ask you is, so the reason this is all interesting is because Chelsea want to offer him a new contract, and obviously that would cost a lot of money, but that would be worth every penny because he's such a good footballer. How would you feel about it going into that final year? So at the end of this season, he'll be going into the final year of his contract. Would you rather take the money if he gives you this ultimatum? You can have him till the end of his contract and that final season, but obviously he's going to probably he's going to go for free at the end of his contract, or you cash in the summer. Which one should you do? Should Chelsea do?
I hate myself for saying this because I'm becoming a person I don't want to be. But rightly or wrongly, the fact is that football is a business. And I hate this. I hate what I'm saying here. What I should be saying is keep the best players for the club for as long as possible, irrespective of money. But that would be mental if I said that. You cannot allow an asset in any business, and for better or for worse, football is now a business. You cannot allow an asset worth millions, hundreds of millions of pounds to leave for free. That is just not a viable option for any business. It would be a shocking decision in the boardroom to allow that to happen. Whether I agree with it or not, because I'm sentimental and a fan and not a businessman, is neither here nor there. Chelsea cannot allow an asset of that value to leave. So the ultimatum that I think the club have to put to Hazard is sign or be sold.
Yeah, and I think and quickly, because I think they'll
yes, absolutely.
Chelsea should do the right thing and look to make those, put those conversations in place, and also offer him a very, very good contract, because this is a player in the prime of his life. But you're right.
The other thing that Chelsea could do if Hazard were obliging is have a gentleman's agreement that we sell him, but he signs a 4-year deal, which means that Real Madrid have to buy out a 4-year deal. So Chelsea get the best price, he gets his move, and they get their player. Kind of everyone's a winner. Yeah,
I mean, he has said, another one of the comments he made, he was saying, look, I don't want to do Chelsea wrong because they've given me everything, and that would be a massive statement. I think there could be a contract that you could put in place where, you're right, you put in that 4-year deal or whatever, which means that the price has got to be high, but maybe the buyout clause is manageable. I mean, manageable.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like it's a world record fee or something like that. That might be the way that they kind of move it forward. Thank you, Rory, mate. We will see. This one, I'm sure, will inevitably rumble on. Where can they find you, mate?
I'm over on CFC Fan TV on YouTube, or Chelsea Rory on Twitter.
There you go. So, yeah, go check out CFC Fan TV and Rory on Twitter. If you enjoyed this video, then hit that like button. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. What would you do if you were Abramovich and with Hazard? Would you get him signing a deal no matter how much money, or do you take that world record fee, and would it be a world record fee? Let us know in the comments below. Subscribe to Ball Street, and we'll see you soon.